Alright guys, we are back for another Soul Resonance video. So, we do have an early leak of Grimmjow Jaegerjaquez full kit. Now this is very interesting. Obviously this entire kit and we also have his dupes are pretty much subject to change. So it's most likely not going to stay the same. However, it's never going to change entirely. I'm pretty sure it's going to stay almost the same, but just the damage numbers and maybe some specifications here and there are probably going to be changing with time. Now he's going to be pretty much confirmed Strike, and he's going to be a DPS, a main DPS. So this guy is definitely going to save the Strike category, probably. We're going to take a look at his kit, and let's actually, you know what, let's actually try and analyze this as good as we can. Obviously, again, based on early leaks, translations, what that basically means, values, names, and mechanics may change before the official release. Now, his basic attack called Razor Claws, Grimmjow slashes with his claws in a 6-hit combo, dealing a total of 385% attack power. Each hit builds spiritual pressure. So this is going to be his basic attack. His core passives, Lightning Flash. Holding the basic attack consumes 50 spiritual pressure. Activating Panther Dash. Okay. Releasing triggers Pounce, which applies wound for 8 seconds. Now, I'm not sure whether this is going to be a DOT or not. It seems, I don't know if this is a DOT. We'll see. What does wound do? Damaging wounded enemies builds Rend value. Okay, so it's more like a debuff. At 100 Rend value, deal 300% attack power or attack damage. Based on your percentage attack damage as abnormal bonus damage. Okay, so he seems to be, by the looks of this, a burst DPS, very similar to how Geen is. After Rising Dragon, consume 1 Predation bean to trigger Demon Slash. Okay. Consume 2 more beans to follow up with Asura Great Starfall. Now, I don't know what these bean and the Rising Dragon and all of that is. Again, the Pounce obviously is a sub-skill. And let's just carry on. Rising Dragon is also sub-skill. All right, okay, there it is. While in Panther Dash, release basic attack, Grimmjow leaps and slams down, dealing 160% attack power. All right. Okay, sure. Subskill number 2, Rising Dragon. After Pounce, tap the basic attack. Grimmjow rises above the enemy and stomps down, dealing 240% attack power. Plus, it grants 1 Predation bean. Okay. Combat skill. 5-hit whip, stage 1 ambush. Tap combat skill. Delivers a dual leg blade strike. 2 hits, 120% of the attack power, obviously. The can clash with enemy attacks if timed correct. Oh, okay. Can clash with enemy attacks if timed correctly. Okay. Tap in again shortly. Trigger stage 2. Huh. We got some images of him as well. So this is probably how it's going to look when he gets into game. This is from his trial preview. He's pretty much set within the game files already. So we already know what we're going to expect here. This is most likely going to be from the event, which is going to drop when he actually gets released. And yeah, this probably will be the cover page for it. So it seems very, very likely that this is exactly the official artwork. I'm pretty sure this is going to be the case. Let's carry on. Combat skill, turnaround strike, stage 2, follow up to stage 1, 2 more hits with leg blades, can clash enemy attacks, grants 1 Predation bean. Derived combat skill, Demon Slash, 3000 worlds. Bro, this name. After Rising Dragon, tap the combat skill, consume 1 bean, Grimmjow flashes above the target, unleashing rapid blade slashes for 160% attack power. Huh, okay. Skill derivation 2, Ashura Great Starfall. After the Demon Slash, tap the combat skill, consume 2 beans, Grimmjow ascends and crashes down with overwhelming force, dealing 160% attack power. And his ultimate, Grimmjow channels all energy into a single devastating strike, dealing 1,480% attack power. Now, we do not have really much information on any side sort of effects of his ultimate. He does have something called the Sonido Flash Stab. Very interesting. He's going to be able to dodge basically incoming attacks, and he also gains 15% attack speed and 25% move speed for 4 seconds. This is interesting. He seems to be the first character who actually gains a buff when actually dodging in time, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure actually right there. But this seems all very, very, very interesting. So let's go for his enhanced passives. Thunderous Might. After every 6 hit of basic attacks, he gains 7.5% bonus damage. Okay. Stealth Footwork, 75% combat skill damage. And Wind Speed, 37.5% increased Rend value generation rate. Okay, that's a lot to take in. So if we're going to take some keynotes from his kit, right? Based off the look of this, it seems that Grimmjow is going to be a combo-based, sort of burst-heavy DPS with scaling potential. Very much, I'm assuming, like, if you're able to master his mechanics, he's probably going to be very busted. His strength pretty much relies on his rapid multi-stage skill chains. So there's going to be Rising Dragon, the Demon Slash, what was it? Demon Slash. There is Demon Slash and the Great Starfall, right? He does have a debuff mechanic, which is the Wound, which is this here. So yeah, that's going to be very helpful. Now the thing is, he's not DOT. Like this could be mistaken for a DOT, kind of like a damage over time mechanic, but it isn't. It is more, it is pretty much only a debuff. But yeah, he seems to be a high risk, high reward sort of character by the looks of this. Like, not really a safe playing character. Is not very much like Ichigo. Ichigo is pretty busted in a safe way. Same thing with Toshiro. Then there is Gin, who just is insanely broken, but skippable if you have A6 Aizen, obviously. And then there is Grimmjow. Now, Grimmjow brings something very unique because he's going to be a Strike DPS character. So this is going to make him very valuable if you're looking to complete a full Strike team. That is, unless you do not want to pull for him and you already have what's her name? The Indian lady, you know, the cat lady. I pretty much forgot her name. But definitely, he's going to be better, of course. So the stat priority is going to be pretty much, by the looks of this entire kit, it's going to be pretty much attack percentage up, right? This is going to be the core damage scaling, and then pretty much critical rate percentage and critical damage percentage. These two are going to basically be the main thing you're wanting for him. Yeah, so that's as far as his kit goes. So he's, yeah, again, very aggressive, hyper aggressive sort of DPS by the looks of it. And yeah, probably pretty much reliant on timing, positioning stuff. So he's not going to be an easy-going auto-playing character. He's pretty much going to be a must manual play unit if you want to maximize his DPS output. Now let's take a look at his dupes. Now, this is from B1 to B6. Obviously, B3 and B5 are pretty much always only going to be the increase of the levels, right? Now, B1, whenever Grimmjow triggers an extreme dodge, he instantly gains 1 predation energy. Okay, so we've already read through that. He's going to be all about dodging, right? Number 2, Wolf. B2, Rend damage is increased by 30%, and if Rend damage lands a critical hit, deal damage, bonus damage equal to 30% of that crit's damage. Okay, so it's basically getting a good damage increase. Now, if you're by the looks of this, right, if you're going to be a person who wants to be a light spender, then B2 is definitely the best spot to stop right there. B2 is going to bring a lot of value. And then B4, after casting Turnaround Strike, Grimmjow gains plus 30% melee damage for 15 seconds. Now, B4 is further enhancing his DPS potential. And at B6, at the start of combat, Grimmjow enters Bloodthirst state. Oh, this sounds gruesome. All attacks apply Rend, even if the target is not wounded. This is big. The Rend damage is also increased by 30% from the B2, plus this, bro, this is huge. This is huge. 40% critical rate up, 60% Rend damage on top. Now, it's going to be interesting. Is the 60% down below here stacking with the 30%? If so, yo, you're doing 90% more damage, Rend damage, which is big. 40% efficiency in generating Rend value. So it's pretty much 40% increased Rend points or Rend value regeneration. So yeah, that's B6 is looking pretty busted. Now, obviously, again, this is also subject to change, right? None of this is set, right? But by the looks of this, he's going to be pretty broken. Pretty broken. Again, not a very auto-friendly character. He's going to be a character you want to play on manual to maximize his potential. But by the looks of this, he's going to be pretty busted. And probably one of the characters I might even get A6 myself, since I always like Grimmjow. But yeah, this is how it's looking. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this here for you guys. Do leave a like and let me know down below in the comment sections what you think about this kit. And are you planning on pulling on Grimmjow? I'm not too sure. It depends on what comes before him, right? If we get like, maybe, let's say, for example, we get Yamamoto out of the blue, which is very unlikely. We're probably going to get Zaraki Kenpachi. But if we get Yamamoto, then obviously it's going to be peak for me personally. But yeah, Grimmjow is already looking pretty broken. So yeah, let me leave it at that, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.